Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, peopleofdistinction.org for more info, or you can always email me directly at benji@alcoleenterprises.com. And on the line with us today, we have Raymond A. Ramirez. We're going to be discussing his amazing book, The Blood of a Young Man, available for purchase through Amazon, as well as barnesandnoble.com, pretty much every online book reseller. Head on over there today, pick up your copies, and while you're at it, look into another book that Raymond has written as well, and that one is called My Dad, the Runner. Again, both of which are available through Amazon, as well as Barnes & Noble. And before we go any further, I want to take this opportunity and point out that Raymond was brought to our network, People of Distinction, today by one of the best advertisers in the business. And people, you already know I'm talking about Author Reputation Press. So for my writers out there listening in right now, listen to me and listen to me good. If you have gone through your process, you have put in countless amounts of hours. I'm talking some sleepless nights creating your masterpiece, and now you are finally finished. You've comprised this magnificent creation, although you find yourself at a crossroads because, well, now you need help moving the book you just finished writing. Well, I'm going to give you some fantastic advice. Contact ARP. They're one of the best in the business to do it, and this is exactly what they specialize in. People, head on over to Author Reputation Press today and gather all of the ways that their fantastic team is going to help maximize your creative endeavors. And listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have Raymond here on the line. Now, the moment you head on over to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, you start to do research on his book, The Blood of a Young Man, well, you're going to understand the journey you're getting ready to embark upon. Now, people, I'm telling you, this book is layered. It is nuanced. It is a fictional drama based on true events. So there's something about fictional narratives, or there's something about stories that are based upon true events that, at least for me, just raises the stakes, right? I mean, there's something about knowing that these things actually happened, or at least to certain degrees actually happened, that just keep me at the edge of my seat. And this book does not disappoint. I'm telling you, it is a non-stop page churner that you're not going to be able to put down. Ray is really someone to be admired, and he's a name that you should know of. And by the time we've concluded here today, you're going to run to Amazon and Barnes & Noble, pick up your copies, and you're going to figure out why I say that. But for the meantime, sit back and strap in, because you're going to be in store for a very eventful ride. Ray, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest with us today. How you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm doing fine, and thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Listen, the pleasure is all ours, okay? We are thoroughly looking forward to this because, as I mentioned in my opening, Raymond, I think what you're doing here is special, man. For to just have something to pass the time on a rainy day from an entertainment standpoint, it's got what you need. But from that underlying message of perseverance, right, and overcoming obstacles, it's got some great messages that you're going to be able to take to the bank as well. So I'm here for it, man. I love it. So thank you for writing the book, and thank you even more for being a guest here to discuss it. Now, before we go into the words on those pages, Raymond, start by telling our listening audience a little bit more about yourself, man. Who is Raymond A. Ramirez?
Raymond A. Ramirez is a fellow who was born in East Los Angeles, and that's where he grows up and goes through high school there and joins the military, joins the Marines, and does 3 years in the Marine Corps, comes out and starts work with various companies and eventually gets into school.
Yeah.
And learns about writing.
Raymond, thank you very much for that. And listen, I know that the book parallels your life as well. Although, as I stated, there are fictional elements and things that are embellished for entertainment purposes. So let's go further in depth with the book itself, The Blood of a Young Man. Tell us a little bit more about your narrative.
Okay. The book is about this young man who grew up in a alcohol, drug, and gang-infested area. He lives in a garage with no running water, with 4 brothers and his mother. At the age of 13, he loses his father. His father was a World War II veteran who dies at a VA medical facility in West Los Angeles. At the age of 13, this is when Raymond has to step up and become a man, not only for himself and self-preservation, but to assist his brothers and not to disappoint his mother. He sets out, he works shiny shoes with a very shine box that his father made him before he passed away. And he works in downtown Los Angeles in the summertime from morning till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And during those times, gets to see a lot of dangerous things that go on in the night environment. He also begins to learn about different people, different languages, how people come together and mingle. And after Raymond leaves service, after serving 3 years, he goes and applies for a job. And the very first one he applies, hire him. Little did he know that the business that hired him also had a guy that was dating his girlfriend while he was in Vietnam. When Raymond learns of this, he goes crazy. He does things that are not good for him. Decisions he makes are bad and not to his best benefit. But he continues on. He forges forward. And he tells himself that he's going to do his best to get his girlfriend back. This is a girl he wanted to marry. So you get to see the emotions and the roller coaster ride that he goes through in trying to obtain his girlfriend back.
Yeah.
And after that, he finds various employments, different businesses hire him, but he's struggling. He's going through changes, things that he was unaware that would happen to him being in Vietnam. And so he has to fight his way through, never starting a fight, but always finishing them. That's one of the things his father taught him. And he goes on to obtain a job with the federal government, and it really started a good career there. He ends up getting married, and not with his girlfriend, but was it someone else, and does everything he could to reach the top. He tells the girl, I'm going to go for this next promotion. And he does, and he gets it. He goes in with a shirt and a tie to work every day, and people make fun of him. They tell him, why are you wearing a shirt and a tie? Well, he continues doing so. And when opportunities come up, he gets promoted. He eventually went from a 5 to a GM 13, which was a high-level manager at the Department of Veterans Affairs.
People, again, Amazon, Barnes & Noble are where you have to go. The Blood of a Young Man is the title you have to pick up. And Raymond A. Ramirez is the author you have to thank for bringing it to your table. You know, Raymond, I want to go into this next question here and talk about inspiration. Because really, you know, this very easily could have been a book that you created and left on your personal shelf, or something you created and verbally told those around you. You took it a step further and wanted to publish it for the masses. What inspired you to do that?
When I was in college, I was in the English class, and we would write stories, and my papers would get recognized by the instructor. She would write on them, potential, be a writer, and little did I know that I would someday write a book. Mm-hmm. I had no concept, no idea, and I wouldn't even given it a guess that I would be a writer.
Yeah.
But he inspired me by writing those notes. And after I retired, I sat down and started putting things on paper and started to write the book. The Blood of a Young Man, it's actually what the young man is made of, what he's made of, the rich blood. It's like his DNA is good. Not so much someone bleeding, but what the young man is made of. And that's what inspired me to write this book, because I think there's a lot of people out there, male or female, that are with good blood, good intentions, and could rise up to any potential they desire. It's just they have to push forward, not give up. Mm-hmm. There was many times I wanted to give up writing. It seemed like it was too hard, but I pressed on, and eventually I got the book done. But that's what the book is really about: a young man's makeup.
My follow-up question is a two-part one here, Raymond. As we start to close out, because I do want to give you some time to go into your other title, but first and foremost, who would you say is your intended reader for this book? And what is the main message you hope that they pull from it after completing it?
This book is really geared for junior high school kids that don't have a way of seeing what doors to open, what path to walk through, how to follow their dreams. But it's also, anybody can draw from this, because, it talks about how things impact anybody. Sometimes a decision will be made to do something, and that decision costs something. There's a cause effect, and people are making decisions every day.
Yeah.
And ultimately leads to what they are today. So making these decisions at a young age will help guide you and travel through a roadmap of success.
People, listen, as I mentioned, this is not the only book that Raymond has written, okay? It was the anchor for today's interview, so it was really the one that we wanted to spend the majority of the time discussing. But there is another book in his canon. This one is called My Dad, the Runner. As we start to close out of here, Raymond, talk to us about that other title and give us a brief description of it so we know what to expect.
My Dad, the Runner was written by my father, who didn't really run like a track star or anything like that. He was running from the police. My father was a wanted individual. He was a good man, but he was on the wrong side of the law.
Yeah.
They always chased him. And it talks about our trials and tribulations going through life, having someone going in and out of jail and prison, and how rough a family could have it. And that happens. Mm-hmm. So the title itself, sounds like you're going to be seeing someone running in track and field. But no, he was a runner of another kind. He was a runner running from the police.
Yeah. have it. There you have it. People, listen, if you're like me, you're sold, okay? You are at the edge of your seat. You're heading on over to Amazon and Barnes & Noble as we speak, looking to pick up your copies. For everybody else, listen, man, you're asleep, okay? You need to wake up or you're going to get passed by. I'm going to say it for you again just to say it one last time to re-impress it, although I know I don't have to because you already know. We're here on the line with Raymond A. Ramirez. We finished discussing his amazing book, The Blood of a Young Man. We followed up with his other book, My Dad, the Runner, both of which are available through Amazon as well as barnesandnoble.com. Head on over there today, pick up your copies, get lost in all that these books have to offer. You can thank me later because I promise you this is going to be one that you're going to want to take advantage of. Ray, at the end of the day, man, this has been a true pleasure, an absolute delight. Thank you once again for being a guest on People of Distinction.
Well, the pleasure was all mine, and thank you once again for having me.